Hi, I'm Cordell Davis, and I'm here with Frederick Ballet. He's in our Winter 2020 Photography Moment of Focus exhibition at the Alpha Art Gallery. Now, Frederick, could you tell us a little bit about your background relevant to photography?
Sure. This is basically my second career. I started, my first career I was a hand surgeon for 35 years. When I was a young man, I used to do photography, film in those days, worked with my father in the darkroom, and it was a good way to communicate and bond. Family commitments, work commitments really took a toll over the years, so I wasn't able to continue with my passion as much as I would have liked to. I retired from hand surgery about 2 years ago, and during that retirement transition, I started to take up photography more seriously, digital. My specialty is abstract seascapes, and that's what I'm doing.
Anything in particular that you really like to shoot?
Well, my specialty now is abstract seascapes. I've always been drawn to the beauty of the natural world. So I'm fortunate enough to live at the shore. I live on the Jersey Shore, Long Beach Island. So I'm able to photograph different times of the day, different seasons, and that's my passion. That's what I'm drawn to. That's where I get my inspiration.
Excellent. So what do you think makes a really good picture?
A good image really depends on the viewer, but there are certain basics that's a common thread, if you will. You want a picture to be balanced. You want it simple. You want perspective. And you want a clearly defined subject and background. Now, subject and background many times is blurred because many times the background could be the subject and vice versa. Those are the building blocks. But after that, you need a synergistic working of the light, color, composition to evoke some kind of emotional response. And that's what I strive for in my images. I want the viewer to feel something. If they don't feel something, I fail. This image, for instance, I would consider more abstract, maybe a little on the expressionistic part of the scale, but definitely here relying on more of the light, the color, the shapes, the lines to create the emotion.
Now, you talk a lot about emotion. Is there anything else that you hope the viewer takes away from your artwork?
Yes, I want them to feel at peace. I want them to feel a meditative sense of tranquility and timelessness when looking at my images.
Is there any sort of process that you go through when selecting what you're gonna?
Yeah, that's a good question. To create something more abstract, more expressionistic, you don't rely on, I'll use the word snapshot, okay? You have to take some artistic license somewhere to achieve that effect. And the technique that I use, not exclusively, I use a number of techniques or a combination of techniques to achieve the effect. For instance, in this image, this was a long exposure, intentional camera movement type of technique. Obviously, Lightroom, Photoshop, and Post, that's pretty standard these days. Sometimes I'll take multiple exposure in camera, sometimes I'll take multiple exposure and process it in Photoshop and Post. Sometimes I'll add color, sometimes I'll take color out. Sometimes I'll do something with the tonal effects of the image. And that's the process I kind of evolved towards. Every time I go down to the beach, I think I've exhausted whatever I could take, whatever image I could produce, but I'm always surprised, and I'm surprised by the nuances and the changes in color and light that can happen with different times of the day and season. So I don't think I've completely exhausted my seascape abstract genre yet, but I will be moving into New York City part-time in the near future, and I hope to take some of these techniques from abstract seascapes, landscape photography to the urban setting. I'm interested in creating a more ethereal urban landscape image, and that's my next project.
Is there anywhere in the world, do you have any dream setting that you wish to hopefully photograph someday?
Yes. And I'm going there in 2 months. In March, I'm going to Patagonia, and I'm really excited about the opportunities there.
Excellent. Where can people see your work at?
My work can be seen by appointment. I have a small gallery in my home, and there are 5 galleries now along the New Jersey shore that show my work, and you can go on the website, frederickballetphotography.com, and the details are there.
Thank you so much for your time today, Frederick. You can view more of his artwork and the work of some other artists at our website, alphaart.org.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.